Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon an MIAA school or security official. MIAA does not allow signs, banners, noisemakers, radios, or drones at any time. In the interest of good sportsmanship, spectators will not be allowed behind the end lines during tournament games. Officials and police will be asked to enforce all of these rulings. We ask all fans to remain in the stands. Please do not stand at the ropes. Fans are not allowed on the field before, during, or after the match. In addition, the MIAA and state law prohibits smoking or vaping here at Doyle Field. Now let's meet the teams. Designated visitors for today's game from Franklin High School. Number 7, Captain Morgan Lovell. Number 13, Captain Cassidy Hajimani. Number 5, Captain Gwen Holland. Number 14, Jennifer McLaughlin. Number 8, Madison Bruno. Number 17, Ella DiStefano. Number 4, Sadie Kent. Number 9, Sophia Horton. Number 1, Cammie Towers. Number 11, BB Valley. Number 12, Olivia Robleski. Number 21, Layla Rosen. Number 6, Anna Wasik. Number 24, Lily Strong. Number 10, Claire Michael. Number 25, Grace Marinella. Number 0, Devin Carnes. Number 3, Riley O'Brien. Number 15, Phoebe Cuneo. Number 2, Anna Carosi. Number 16, Hannah Griffith. Number 0, Olivia Cott. Number 19, Madison Griffith. Number 22, Bethany Rappa. And number 26, Emily Doyle. Head coach is Jody Klein. Assistants, Allie Page, Christine Grillo, and Brianna Schaefer. Designated as the home team, let's meet Natick. Number 0, Sophie Marmore. Number 0, Katie McMahon. Number 1, Lizelle Niedermeyer. Number 3, Lydia Proa. Number 4, Sierra Curran. Number 5, Carrington Sheriff. Number 6, Lulu Wazlowski-Wasecki. Number 7, Maddie Waterhouse. Number 8, Katie Cho. Number 11, Emma Levy. Number 12, Ruthie Asenko. Number 13, Captain Abby McCauley. Number 14, Alice O'Connor. Number 15, Nicole Proa. Number 16, Aubrey Marino Wong. Number 17, Amelia Sousa. Number 18, Maddie Bonner. Number 19, Riley White. Number 20, Lily Casio. Number 21, Lydia D'Agostino. Number 22, Marissa Huey. Number 23, Ella Duggan. Number 24, Mary McElhenney. Number 25, Caitlin Blair. Number 26, Katie Borelli. Head coach is Carrie Ann Daly and Denise Triviano. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to please stand and be acknowledged. We thank you for your service to our country. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to all please rise if able, remove your hats and face to the west in the big beautiful U.S. flag here at Doyle Field as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, Franklin sports fans. Welcome back to Doyle Field, home of the Leominster Blue Devils, for the state finals of the Girls Varsity Soccer Division I tournament bracket. Your number 6 seeded Franklin Panthers are about to face off against the number 4 seeded Natick Red Hawks. Franklin comes into this game having played their last game against Concord Carlisle and winning that game 2-0. Spectacular game for them. And Natick, for their part, played their last game against Belmont, winning that game 5-0. Before that, it was Braintree 3-0, then Westford Academy 2-1. And then their first round was against Boston Latin. That game they won 5-0. So we should be in for a good match here today. As both teams are out there on the field in their respective huddles. And we've got a fairly decent-sized crowd on the home side of the field. We are thrilled to be able to bring this game to you on Franklin Pride TV. And thankfully, we are inside one of the 2 press boxes that's available at Doyle Field, so we're beyond grateful for that. Both teams are out at the center, and it looks like Natick is going to start off with the ball in the first half here. Gameplay is underway. Natick starts off with a big kick that's going to go into Franklin's defensive zone, but it's going to go wide and out of bounds, so that's a Franklin throw-in. As Franklin tries to get the throw-in going, and they do. So Natick with possession as they get into some open space. Natick trying to get it by the Franklin defense. That is going to be ruled a Franklin throw-in. Franklin with a big kick that's going to send it down the opposite side of the field. Natick trying to send it back. They get it into some open space again. Franklin with a big kick that's going to send it into Natick's defensive zone. And Natick's goalie is right there to handle that one. Nice header there by the Panthers. Natick is going to try to send it back. Franklin with possession as they fight for it. Sending it to the near side of the field. Natick trying to get it back into center field. Franklin trying to move it upfield. Natick again sends it back. Nice header for the Panthers, but that's going to go backwards. So Natick trying to set up an opportunity here. Franklin taking it back. That is number 2, Annika Rossi, who steals that ball away. So now Franklin on the opposite side of the field. Natick regains control. And they don't have a lot of pressure going on right now. Natick with the ball as they try to bring that ball into center field. Franklin almost able to maintain possession there. They do get it away from some Natick defenders. Natick coming back with it on offense. They send it upfield. Franklin knocking it down. Nice passing opportunity there. Both teams blocking them, knocking themselves away from that ball, but it's going to be ruled a Natick corner kick. So that's going to be number 24, Mariviv McElney, with the first corner kick opportunity here of the game. Natick with the kick, and Cammie Tower comes in. She is able to knock it down, but it's going to get by Towers, and Natick is going to score the first goal of the game. So Natick scores the first goal of the game with only 2 minutes and 47 seconds having gone by. 47 seconds having gone by. So 37-13 left to go in the first half. So Natick not taking too long to get themselves on the scoreboard. So scores now being 1-0 in favor of the Redhawks. Whistle blows, and Franklin with a kick that's going to send that ball wide. Nice couple of nice headers. Natick trying to send it upfield again. Nice header, sends that past center field, or at least past the 50-yard line. Franklin, number 13, Cassidy Carmignani. She's going to pass that on to Cammie Towers, who initially whiffs on a passing play, but she gets a second one going. Natick sending it back to Towers, and this time she's just going to pick it up. Towers with a kick. And that ball would have crossed the 45-yard line, but Natick with a head ball that's going to go wide and out of bounds. Franklin with a throw-in. Franklin with possession as they keep that ball just from going out of bounds. Ooh, a nice pass there intended for number 5, Gwen Holland, but it's going to be intercepted by Natick. Natick number 15, Nicola Proa. And that shot by Natick is going to be just wide of the Franklin net, so that's going to be a Franklin throw-in. Cammie Towers gets the ball, but it's the goal kick is not going to be handled by her. And that boot is going to go almost to the 45-yard line. It would have gone to the 50 had it not been for a header by a Natick player. Franklin trying to keep that ball in bounds. They send it upfield, but that's going to go right to a Natick player. As Natick goes back on offense, then they try to get that ball upfield, and they do. Number 15, Nicola Proa. She tries a centering pass. Cammie Towers is right there, but that ball is going to go just by the Franklin net. Franklin gets themselves out of a very sticky situation there, but it's going to result in another corner for Natick. So Natick with another potential scoring opportunity here. And the boot that's going to go by over the heads of a lot of players on both sides of the field. Franklin trying to get it into some open space. Nice header right in front of Towers. She's going to be able to handle that, but a whistle's going to be called, so that'll be a penalty on Natick. So Franklin with a free kick. at about their 5-yard line. Nice kick. That's going to go up to midfield. And Franklin trying to move it through the Natick defense. They are able to, but they are fighting for it. And a penalty on, looks like it's going to be another penalty on Natick, so this will be a free kick for the Panthers. We'll see where this one's going to be marked at, as number 21, Layla Rosen, sends the ball upfield. Oh, so it's actually much further back than where the game actually was stopped at. So number 7, Morgan Lovell, with the free kick at the 36-yard line. A nice kick that's going to go right. A nice kick that's going to be headed towards the Natick net. And it's going to be wide of the Natick net, so that'll be a corner kick for the Panthers. So first corner for the Panthers. Good scoring opportunity here. And a nice kick that's going to go right over the top. Franklin able to get that ball past the Natick goalie, and they put themselves on the board, making it 1-1. Find out in a second who it was that was able to finally get that ball in the net. 33:10 left to go in the first half. Franklin able to get it by Katie McMahon, the goalkeeper for the Natick Redhawks. And so Natick sending it downfield. And that was a fairly dangerous play by Natick, so that's going to be a Franklin free kick there. That play, just for you viewers and listeners at home, is that the ball went over the hands of Katie McMahon, and Natick just doing everything that they can to keep that ball from going into the net. It was right in front of it, and then it was Grace Marinella who was finally able to put it into the net. So that results in a tie game here. So ball was thrown in by a Panther. Natick trying to send it upfield, and that's going to be out of bounds. So that's going to be a Franklin throw-in. Number 14, Jenny McLaughlin, handles the throw-in. And Franklin trying to keep that ball centered. There's going to be a little pushing going on right there, but no call. Franklin with a nice passing play up front. That ball is going to be knocked out of bounds again by Natick. So it's going to be another Franklin corner. So less than a minute or so after Franklin's first corner, they have a third one, and it looks like Riley O'Brien is going to be handling this corner. A nice boot. That's going to go right into center, and it's going to be a kick by Franklin is going to be just wide of the Natick goal. So Natick able to avert a crisis there. So Natick with the goal kick. Natick kicking that ball away from a Franklin defender, I should say. Franklin with the throw-in, and Franklin just doing what they can to keep that ball away from the Redhawks. That ball is going to be stolen away by Natick. Number 5, Carrington Sheriff sends that ball upfield. Franklin with possession. Number 3, Riley O'Brien sends that ball upfield as Franklin tries to get that ball into some open space. Nice crossing pass, but that ball is going to go long and out of bounds, so that will be a Natick throw-in, I believe, or a goal kick. So Natick with a kick. And a nice header by the Panthers at the 35-yard line, roughly. Natick was just going to let that ball go out of bounds, and they were trying to stave off Franklin from taking the ball back. And so ball on the opposite side of the field. Natick with a nice centering pass that's going to be headed down by a Panther. Natick steals that ball back. Franklin with possession. they get the ball into some open space. And again, Natick's right there on their tail. Franklin just lets that ball roll out of bounds, so that'll be a Franklin throw-in. O'Brien with the throw-in. And Franklin just, again, trying to keep this ball away from the Redhawks. And a nice play right there that gets the ball to near center field. Franklin looking for open space. They find it. But they've got Natick all over the place here. Natick with possession as Franklin tries to steal it away. Ball is at roughly midfield. Natick with possession. They get it into some open space themselves. Number 3, Lydia Proya sending that ball upfield, and Cami Towers is going to chase that ball down. So Towers at roughly the 10-yard line with a boot. And a nice header there by the Hawks to keep that ball down to the ground. Natick getting the ball into some open space. Franklin trying to chase it down. A lot of back and forth here. Franklin, Natick getting to an open player. That ball is going to get beyond the Franklin defense, but Cami Towers is right there. So if you're just tuning in, you are listening to Franklin versus Natick girls varsity soccer, the Division I state semifinal matchup between the Panthers and the Red Hawks. The game is all tied up at 1. And Natick with a free kick in their defensive zone by roughly the 13-yard line on the Natick side of the field. A big kick that's going to go past midfield. Franklin with possession as they try to get that ball to an open player. They do, continuing to get it into some open space. The ball is on the opposite side of the field now as Natick is able to get that ball away from Franklin's offense. Ooh, fancy footwork. And that penalty is going to be on the Panthers as the Natick player is knocked down. So Natick with another free kick. This kick's going to go up to at least the 35-yard line on Franklin's side. Franklin trying to let that ball roll out of bounds, but it's not going to do so. But they managed to keep the ball in play. Natick trying to send the ball back onto Franklin's side of the field. Cross field play right there. And that kick is going to be sent out of bounds. So Riley O'Brien with the throw-in. And this ball is going to be headed out of bounds, so it's going to stay Franklin ball. O'Brien looking for an open player. She's able to find it as Franklin tries to get it by a bunch of Natick defenders. Natick tries to send it off of their side of the field. Franklin trying to keep it in bounds, but that's going to roll out of bounds, so that'll be a Natick throw-in. So Natick with the ball on the other side of the field. And that ball is going to be let out of bounds by the Red Hawks, so that'll be a Franklin throw-in. So Franklin with the throw-in. 25:47 left to go in the first half. Score is all tied up at 1. Franklin trying to keep that ball away from Natick, but Natick's going to come away with it as they try to send that ball upfield. And Franklin is right there to try to send it back into Natick territory. Franklin trying to get it onto the near side of the field, but that's going to go out of bounds, so Natick throw-in. Natick trying to keep that ball in bounds. They are able to. Franklin playing tight D here. And again, this is very much like the way it was when Franklin played against Concord Carlisle earlier in the week. This has been a game about defense just as much as it has been about offense. Franklin with plenty of time as they send that ball upfield. Natick tried to settle the ball down at roughly the 50-yard line, but it's going to go beyond them. Natick with possession on the opposite side of the field. They try to get that ball to an open player. They are able to, but Natick is being swarmed by Franklin players. That goal is going to get by Cami Towers. So Natick with another goal. 24-35 left to go in the first half, and Natick's going to make it a 2-1 ball game. So once again, Franklin playing from behind. As so that ball is going to be sent out of bounds. Natick throw in. Number 15, Nicola Proa will handle that throw in. As the ball is on the opposite side of the field, Franklin trying to keep it in bounds, as is Natick. Natick with a centering pass. That ball is going to be knocked down. And Franklin trying to get it out of their defensive zone. Franklin takes the ball here. They send it upfield, but Natick's right there to stop it. Natick tries sending that ball downfield. Franklin sending it back. Franklin takes possession here as they try to create an open opportunity. Number 24, Lily Strong, trying to get it by the Natick defense. And a penalty by Franklin is going to result in a Natick free kick. So number 3 for Natick, Lydia Proya, with the boot. And Franklin able to settle that ball down at the 45-yard line, but Natick able to take it back. As they try to send that ball upfield, Franklin's right there to stop it. Not sure who that pass was intended for, because the only other player that could have taken it walked off to the side of it. Franklin tries to send that ball upfield, but Natick with possession as they try to keep that ball. Number 13, Abby McCauley with the ball as she tries to get it by the Franklin defense. She's going to send that ball towards Cami Towers, but it'll be out of bounds. So Franklin goal kick.
Lots of food and hot beverages here. Hot dogs, burgers, chicken tenders, hot coffee, hot chocolate,
And
candies.
a timeout is going to be called.
Timeout on the field.
So 22-25 left to go in the first half. Natick leading the game by a score of 2-1 against your Franklin Panthers. And we have got quite a crowd here. It has grown quite a bit since the start of the match. And I'm sure that Franklin head coach Jody Klein is looking to settle her players down a little bit here. There has been a lot of back and forth between these two teams, but Natick with a slight bit of an edge offensively. So Franklin makes their way out onto the field, as does Natick. And Franklin about to get ready for a goal kick. So Natick gets themselves back into position, and Franklin with the kick. Natick with a header, with a head ball to try to settle that ball down. Franklin on the near side of the field as they try to move this ball, continue moving this ball upfield. Trying to get it their best to get it past the Natick defense. And Natick not having too much trouble moving the ball around here. And it's kind of the same scenario with the Panthers as well. Natick again has had a slight edge on the offensive side of things here at Doyle Field. Oh, and that pass is going to go out of bounds, so that'll be a Natick throw-in. So Natick after the throw-in, they try to center that ball. Franklin sends it downfield onto Natick's side of the field. And Kate McMahon is going to send that ball wide and out of bounds, so that'll be a Franklin throw-in. Gwen Holland. Ooh, I initially thought Gwen Holland was going to handle the throw-in, but she hands that off to a teammate. A little bit of roughhousing here, so that's going to result in a Franklin free kick at roughly the 15-yard line. So the ball is just shy of the 15-yard line on Natick's side of the field. Franklin with the kick. Nice centering pass, but no one is there to, no one able to get a good enough height on that to be able to put that ball into the net. So that's going to result in a Natick goal kick. Lydia Proya with the handling the kick for the Red Hawks. That ball is going to get to roughly the 43-yard line. Franklin bringing it back. And that kick by number 24, Lily Strong, is going to be wide of the Natick net, so that'll be another Natick goal kick. So again, Lydia Proya to handle the goal kick for Natick. 19:50 left to go in the first half. Natick up by a score of 2-1. Franklin trying to chase that ball down and keep it in bounds, but they cannot do so after it was initially deflected down by a Panther. Ball's going to stay in Natick possession. Oh, Natick actually with a free kick at the 50. They're going to send that ball further downfield. That ball will go right to Cami Towers.
Attention, please. The fans that are under the scoreboard, please find a seat. Not allowed behind the net. Thank you.
So Franklin sends that ball upfield, ground level. Natick trying to make another move. They get it by one Franklin defender. Franklin able to take the ball away as they try sending it upfield, but Natick's right there to stop it. Natick fighting through three Franklin defenders here as they get that ball into some open space. Continuing to move it up, pass it amongst themselves, but Franklin able to steal the ball away. And both Franklin and Natick playing some very tight D here, but again, it is Natick with the slight offensive edge. As Franklin tries to get that by a Natick defender, but it's going to go out of bounds. So number 5, Carrington Sheriff, throws that ball in. Natick with possession still. Franklin tries to steal the ball away, but it goes right to a Natick player. A lot of back and forth here. Natick now trying to center the ball. Ball is stolen away. So Franklin sending it upfield. And both teams chasing that ball down before Katie McMahon comes out to get it. And McMahon with the boot goes up to 50-yard line. Franklin trying to center the ball down. And they try sending that ball upfield, but Natick's right there. Natick trying to center the ball again, and this ball is going to go right to a Franklin player. They've got space to work with as they try just keeping the ball away from the Natick defense. And Natick making it very difficult for the Panthers to do a lot with their ball movement here. As they're not quite able to get it by the defense there. So Natick bringing it back. Natick tries sending it upfield, and they are able to. Franklin playing tight D again. That shot's going to be wide. So that's going to be a Franklin goal kick. 16:40 left to go in the first half. Natick maintaining a 2-1 lead here. Franklin with the goal kick coming up. And I think that Natick had a substitution going on. That's the reason for the slight delay in game. But after the goal kick, Natick tries to send it back. And Franklin's just going to let that go to Towers. Towers looking for an open player and the boot. Nice header right there. Natick had a little bit more height there. So Natick with possession as they send that ball back upfield again. Franklin intercepts it as Franklin sends it upfield. And another header by Natick. Franklin again sending it upfield. This ball is going to be on the opposite side of the field. This is going to be a Franklin penalty kick. Ball is going to be brought back to about the 45. So Franklin just doing what they can to send this ball downfield. With a boot, that's going to go out to McMahon. And that's going to be a penalty on the Panthers, so that'll be a Natick free kick. So Natick with a free kick at about the 7-yard line on their side of the field. A header that is going to go sideways. Franklin trying to get that ball into some open space, trying to get it through a bunch of Natick defenders. That pass is going to send the ball upfield. Natick sending it back. And just, it's like a ping pong game going on here. Franklin with the ball as they send that ball upfield. That ball will be knocked out of bounds by Natick, so it'll be a Franklin throw-in. .14:05 left to go in the first half. Natick leading 2-1. Franklin gets that in some open space, but Natick tries stealing it away from it. And a nice leading pass there to number 24, Lily Strong. Lily Strong has the ball knocked away from her. So Natick doing their best to clear this ball out in a very steady way. So that ball's going to go out of bounds. It will be a Franklin throw-in. Riley O'Brien, it's a handled throw-in. And Franklin trying to keep this ball in bounds. They're just barely able to do so right there. And that's number 2, Anna Carosi, chasing that ball down, but it's going to be stolen away by number 13, Abby McCauley. Number 17, Emilio Souza with the ball now on the opposite side of the field. Ooh, and a nice kick there by Natick. Cami Towers was right there to try to knock that ball down, but it's going to get by her. And a Franklin defender right in front of the net is going to kick the ball out of Franklin's defensive zone. So a dangerous play right there that could have resulted in another Natick goal if a Franklin player wasn't there to kick that ball out of the box. Natick with the ball on their side of the field. Now Franklin trying to get it by some defenders. Centering pass right there, but Natick's going to be right there to block that play. Both teams are going to be taken down here. That's going to be a Natick free kick at about the 33, 34-yard line. They're actually going to drop it just shy of the 20. And the kick. Natick maintaining possession here. Franklin doing their best to swarm Natick, but Natick has been, for the most part, very quick with the ball. Franklin able to get this ball by a Natick defender. It's going to be sent back. Both teams chasing this ball down. Natick gets to it first as they try to get that ball. It's a centering play right there. Towers not able to get to the ball. And a centering kick there by Natick is going to be blocked away by Franklin. That's going to result in another Natick corner kick. So Natick with another scoring opportunity here. Franklin has had a lot of close calls with shots on net getting by Towers. Natick knocks the ball down, but it's going to be kicked out of the box by a Franklin player. So the ball is going to be thrown in by Natick on the other side of the field at roughly the Franklin 45-yard line. Both teams trying to keep that ball in bounds with a couple of headers. The ball is going to stay in Natick possession. Newton trying to get that to an open player. Franklin with possession. Ooh, and that ball's going to get right in front of the intended recipient. She can't keep the ball in Franklin possession. Natick trying to send the ball upfield. This is going to stay Natick ball. Not entirely sure what happened with that after a short throw-in by Natick, but it's going to be ruled Franklin throw-in. Or at least it might have been knocked out by a Natick player. So Franklin throw-in. 9:45 left to go in the first half. This ball is going to stay Franklin possession. So Franklin with another throw-in. As Natick tries to get to that ball first after the throw-in. Natick with possession. And they've got three Franklin defenders around her. But it's going to be Natick throwing. Number 12, Ruthius Asinkoa throws the ball in for Natick. Loose ball, Franklin comes up with it, and Franklin tries to get that in open space, but it's not going to get to the intended recipient. Natick tries to send that ball upfield. Natick settles the ball down. Natick at midfield. They get it by a couple of Franklin defenders. Franklin stealing the ball away, getting that ball into some open space. A nice play right there as Natick is forced to kick that ball out of bounds. Riley O'Brien with a throw-in. Natick with an initial header. And number 7, Morgan Lovell, dealing with that ball. That ball is going to be kicked out of bounds by Natick. So Riley O'Brien again with a throw-in. And a nice kick there. Nice centering pass there for number 5, Gwen Holland. But that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by Natick, so that's going to result in a Franklin corner. So Franklin with, I believe, their second corner of the game. So Franklin with the corner. They're going to go ground level for this one. Franklin trying to get the ball into some open space and a shot on net. That's going to be knocked down by Natick. And Natick just doing what they can to get it out of their defensive zone. Both teams fighting for it. Natick comes away with it. This is number 15, Nicola Proya. Franklin sending it back upfield onto Natick's side of the field. Natick sending it again upfield. Ball is going to be passed to Cami Towers. She'll only be able to kick it away. But that's enough for the Panthers right now. Although Natick does steal the ball away. That ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, so that'll be Franklin throw-in. Morgan Lovell with the ball as she gets it by as she tries to keep it away from a couple of Natick defenders, and that's going to be another Franklin corner kick. So Franklin with another corner, and it looks like O'Brien will be handling this corner. And that corner is going to be knocked out of the box by a Natick player. As Natick gets it by midfield, but Franklin's got plenty of room to work with right now as they send that ball back upfield. Number 2, Annie Carosi, sending that ball upfield. Ooh, that ball is going to be, that play went to Phoebe Cuneo, and she tries to get that ball by a centering pass by Cuneo by a Natick player. They're going to get it deflected away to Katie McMahon. So Katie McMahon with a kick that goes up to almost midfield. Just a lot of back and forth throughout the course of this first half. This will be ruled a Natick throw-in. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. A little bit of rough play going on the opposite side of the field, so it's going to be ruled in favor of Natick. So the ball is at roughly the 37-yard line. And a nice boot there by Natick, but Franklin with a head ball. And a light kick that does not go nearly as far as Franklin would have liked it to. As Natick with a shot on net, that's going to get by. That's going to get by Towers. And Natick scores their 3rd goal of the game. So that ball, we'll find out in a minute or two who is responsible for that goal. But with 4:17 left to go in the first half, Natick is going to make it a 3-1 game. That ball's going to roll out of bounds, so Natick ball.
Natick goal scored by number 13, Abby McCauley, in the 36th minute.
So that goal was scored by number 13 for Natick, Abby McCauley. That shot on Natick's net is going to be wide. .330 left to go in the first half. And Franklin now trailing by 2. And at this point, it could be safe to say that Natick is starting to dominate the scoring here. Natick with the ball as they try to keep that ball in bounds on the opposite side of the field. They get it by a couple of Franklin defenders. Ball is moving into some open space. Natick sending it upfield. Riley O'Brien with the ball. She tries to keep it away from her defender, which she does initially. She gets it up to midfield, but Natick trying to send it back. Franklin steals it away. They send that ball upfield, but Natick with a head ball. And now they're just trying to keep it away from the Panthers. Natick's ball movement here has been phenomenal. And The intended recipient for that play is not going to get to it before it rolls out of bounds, so Franklin throw in. Morgan Lovell with the ball, and she's got two Natick defenders in front of her. And Franklin able to open an opportunity here. They get a shot on net. They get it by McMahon, and Franklin makes it a 3-2 game. So less than a minute and a half after Natick scores their third goal of the game, Franklin able to fight back and put themselves on the board again. And they come within one goal of Natick. So that goal was scored by number 5, Gwen Holland. So again, Franklin brings the lead within brings Natick's lead down to 1. And we have a 3-2 ball game here, folks. Franklin with possession, they send it upfield. They try to deflect it away from a Natick player. That ball is going to be sent out of bounds. And Franklin wisely avoiding touching that ball before it goes out of bounds. So Riley O'Brien with throw-in. And a minor penalty there by Franklin is going to result in that ball being turned to Natick. So they're going to have a free kick at roughly their 19-yard line. And a nice boot. That ball gets past midfield. Natick trying to send the ball upfield to the opposite side of the field. Gwen Holland tries to get that ball by a Natick defender. Natick is just swarming the Panthers right now, but Franklin is going to have a free kick at their 30-yard line. And we are under 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Score is now controlled by the refs on field. As Franklin able to keep this ball away from Natick. This is number 21, Layla Rosen. That ball is going to be stolen away by Rosen. A little bit of rough play here. A Natick player goes down, so that's going to be a Natick free kick at their 20-yard line. And that whistle is going to mark the end of the first half. So, again, Natick having a little bit more of an offensive edge over the Panthers here, but Franklin is fighting their way back into this game, and we are going to end up with a 3-2 game as we go into halftime. So we are going to take a little break here at Doyle Field in Leominster, and we will be back in a few minutes for the start of the second half. Stay tuned. Welcome back for the start of the second half of this girls varsity soccer matchup. The MIAA Division I state finals matchup between your Franklin Panthers and the Natick Red Hawks. Both teams are about to embark on the final 40 minutes of their soccer season. Whoever wins this game takes it all. Natick leading the game by a score of 3-2. Franklin is hoping to even the score up. As Franklin makes their way to center field, and Franklin's going to start off with the ball here in the second half. And gameplay is underway. So the final 40 minutes of their season. Franklin doing a decent job moving the ball around, but that's going to be a loose ball, as looks like number 1, Liesel Niedermeyer is going to be taking over in goal. Natick with a goal kick. Franklin able to steal this ball away. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by a Natick player. So Franklin with the throw-in. Throw-in handled by number 14, Jenna McLaughlin. She gets that ball to a teammate who sends it back. So this is number 15, Phoebe Cuneo. And Franklin sends that ball into the Natick net, but Niedermeyer is going to be right there for it. Natick able to stop that ball. Franklin gets the ball away initially. They're going to send that ball into some heavy Natick traffic. Franklin able to steal the ball away for a bit, but Natick with their excellent ball movement here, as that ball is going to be bounced out of bounds. Natick with a throw-in. And that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by a Panther, so Natick with a throw-in. As Franklin takes the ball away, they send that ball upfield. It's going to go right to a Natick defender. Franklin not quite able to steal this ball away. It's going to get tangled up between Natick and Franklin right there. It's going to be a Natick throw-in. Or actually a Natick free kick at their 38-yard line. Natick settles that ball down at the Franklin 20. This is number 17, Amelia Souza, who tries sending that ball in. And that's going to be a Natick corner kick. So Natick with another scoring opportunity here. Franklin will need to play sharp. 37-19 left to go in the second half. That ball is going to be headed out. As Franklin tries their best to clear that ball out, they are going to get entangled with two Franklin players facing off against two Natick players. That ball is going to be kicked out of bounds by Franklin, so it's going to be a Natick throw-in. Number 3, Lydia Proya with the throw-in. She's going to go for a simple throw-in to a player who's about 10 feet away from her. It's going to be another Natick throw-in. This time they're going to number 24, Mariviv McLeany. And that kick is going to go way wide past the Franklin net. And it looks like Franklin has given Cami Towers a rest, so they are going with Olivia Cotti. So Franklin moving the ball around as they try to switch fields here. Franklin chasing that ball down. Natick has two Franklin players on their tail. That's going to be a Franklin throw-in. As Natick tries to clear it out, they've got 3 Franklin defenders around them. That ball's going to be knocked down by a Natick player, but Franklin tries to center it. Natick steals it away. Franklin taking it right back. Although that open ball goes to a Natick player. So both teams doing a good job of moving the ball around in the second half. Franklin sending that ball downfield. Natick sees no choice but to kick it out, so that's going to be a Franklin throw-in. Riley O'Brien with a throw-in on the opposite side of the field. That ball's going to get tangled up, and that's going to stay Natick ball. A Natick player has to tie up her shoe, one of her cleats. So slight delay of game there as that player gets all settled down. And a big kick by Natick is going to go past midfield. Natick steals this ball away as they try to navigate it by the Franklin defense. Both teams take a tumble there. That's going to be ruled a Natick free kick. So Natick with a free kick at their 40, just shy of their Franklin's 44-yard line. And that ball is going to go right to Conti. She gives a kick that goes up to Franklin's 45, bounces past midfield. And Franklin trying to keep it away from a couple of they're effectively double teamed right there, but Franklin trying to work their way through the Natick defense. This is going to be a penalty on Natick. Natick a little flabbergasted by that call, but it's going to be ruled a Franklin free kick at the Natick 46-yard line. Big header there by Natick is going to send that ball back to midfield. Franklin sending it downfield again. And Natick again settling the ball down, but getting it past midfield. As Natick tried to set up a play there to go towards the Franklin net, but they had 2 Franklin defenders surrounding them. And again, another light push there is going to result in another Franklin free kick. 32-35 left to go in the game. That pass does not get to its intended recipient, so both teams chasing this one down. Natick will have possession. Franklin right on their tail. Number 15, Nicola Proya with the ball. Oh, and a nice centering pass that's going to be kicked a little too high for Natick's good, but it is going to be a Natick throw-in. Natick with a centering play, Franklin right there to block it. Franklin tries to clear it out, and they are able to. And a penalty on Natick is going to turn that ball over to the Panthers. They will have a free kick at about their 30. I'll see in a second where they wind up stopping it at Franklin's own 34-yard line. So Franklin with a kick that sends it into Natick's defensive territory. That ball is going to be hit sideways. Franklin maintaining possession. Ooh, and a kick there is going to be blocked by Natick. Natick gets a foot on it, and they just knock it out of bounds sideways to avoid that from being a corner kick. Natick tries to clear it out. That ball's going to go sideways and out of bounds. So Franklin throw in. Franklin trying to get that ball into some open space. Oh, and the intended recipients just do not see that play coming. But Franklin is putting a lot of pressure on the Natick defense right now. That shot is going to be way wide of the Natick net. So Natick with a goal kick. Franklin with a header after that goal kick. That's going to keep the ball in Natick's defensive territory. And a penalty by the Panthers is going to turn the ball back over to Natick. They will have a free kick at their 25. Natick sending the ball upfield. That's going to be out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Franklin, so Natick throw in. Franklin able to take that ball away. They maintain possession as they send that ball upfield. A light kick that's going to be deflected out of bounds. That's going to result in a Franklin corner kick. So Franklin with their first corner kick of the half. Another potential scoring opportunity here. .48-46 left to go in the game. That ball is going to go over everyone. No one there able to settle that ball down. As Franklin tries to get it to an open player, it's going to be deflected away by Natick. Natick able to clear it out. Franklin with space, though. They send that ball upfield. A nice header for Natick to settle that ball down. Franklin getting the ball into some open space. A big kick that's going to go up and over the, or actually going to go wide of the Natick net. So Franklin bringing the ball back. That's going to go beyond. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by Franklin. I believe Katie McMahon of Natick is back on the field. Natick with a goal kick. As Franklin tries to maneuver that ball away from Natick. Franklin tries settling the ball down. Franklin with some open space here as they send that ball upfield, but it's going to get too far ahead of number 5, Gwen Holland, for them to keep it in bounds. So Natick throw in. Franklin able to keep that ball away from some Natick defenders. Franklin with the ball in some open space as Natick does not take long with trying to chase them down. Nice shot there. Oh, and a nice block there by McMahon. That's going to go up against the top post, the top bar of the Natick net. So Franklin, unfortunately, robbed of a goal right there. As that ball goes into the top post, the top crossbar. A fantastic shot on net, though. And we have a Natick player down. Didn't quite see what happened, but gameplay is stopped for a little bit as this Natick player tries to regain her equilibrium here. She's resting on her knees and hands here, so and we'll see in a second what happened with this. The Natick player is standing up. So it looks like she might have had a bloody nose going. That's just speculation on my part, so I can't really say for sure what happened. It might not have been quite as serious, so since no one is doing any cleanup on that side of the field, so it may well have been something a little bit less. But gameplay resumes. Natick with the kick as they get it past midfield. So Franklin trying to, and that's going to wind up being an offside call. Ball is at Franklin's 20-yard line. They get it very quickly past midfield. Nice centering pass. As Franklin tries to maneuver this past the Natick defense, they get that ball into some open space. And a shot on net. They're not able to get it by Katie McMahon. A shot on net that's going to be deflected away by McMahon. And Franklin with a follow-up rebound, but they can't get it. They cannot get it past McMahon. So Franklin is putting on pressure here. That ball is going to go wide and out of bounds, so Franklin throwing. 25:08 left to go in the game. Jenny McLaughlin with a throw-in. And that ball is going to be rolled out of bounds by Natick, so it's going to stay Franklin ball. McLaughlin with another throw-in. As Franklin tries to navigate that by Natick defense, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds again. So McMahon again with their third throw-in in a row. As she looks for an open player. Not quite able to find it, but a head ball is going to knock that ball out of bounds again. So